LexxExpress is calling, shaping every view. Subscribe and join the legend, let's see what you'll do.
Every comment's welcome, every like's a cheer. Your opinions light the way, there's nothing you should fear.
Share your thoughts and insights, let your voices grow. With Lexx by your side, the universe will glow. Hit that button, oh so bright, in this digital night. LexxExpress is here to guide us with an epic light. Comment, share, and let it out in the world so vast. Be a part of something stronger, make the moments last. See the world from angles never seen before. Through the eyes of LexxEx vision, open every door. From the screen to your mind, transcend the mundane. Stand and rise with LexxExpress, break every chain.
In every frame, a story that's waiting to be told.
In every voice, a power precious like pure gold. So subscribe and join the journey to the great unknown. With LexxExpress, we'll build a world we truly own. Hit that button, oh so bright, in this digital night. LexxExpress is here to guide us with an epic light. Comment, share, and let it out in the world so vast. Be a part of something stronger, make the moments last. Another frame, a story that's waiting to be told. In every voice, a power precious like pure gold. So subscribe and join the journey to the great unknown.
All right. You know what time it is, man. You guys know what time it is. We're gonna get into this thing because we got lots to talk about. What is going on, everyone in the chat? It's time to give some shout outs to everyone chopping it up here. I'm talking to you, Gemini, Witty, Slade, Hayden. Let me scroll up and see who else we got in here. I know we had MGM, Spencer, Gato, Devin was here too. Carter passed by. I don't know if y'all still here, but we got Saif. What up, Saif? Happy New Year. Happy holidays. Happy sellout. Damn, Carter, you gotta get some rest. So you guys see right here my Roman Reigns 2k25, I would say thumbnail, wallpaper, what have you. I'm using this because I cannot show the real one. But yes, Roman Reigns has been confirmed as the WWE 2k25 cover superstar. The big reveal is happening on January 27th. That's what Roman said on Raw. It was a small little teaser. Paul Heyman was walking after him, asking him, Roman, when's the next big date that the tribal chief is gonna show up? Because we got some things to sort through. And Roman said January 27th. So that's the day we're gonna get to see the cover, hopefully, and a little tease of what's to come, because January 28th is the official date that we will see all the information to promote the new year of WWE 2K. So I am very excited to get into all those, details here. We're obviously going to go to their website and go over some of the things that they got posted on their wish list page. I know I covered it in video and I talked about it in last night's Raw stream, but this is something that we got to overanalyze until they give us some more information. And within all the madness, we're going to be talking about Monday Night Raw on Netflix as well. Was it good? This is our very first episode of that series. It's a series where we talk about, I got a little tongue twisted there, but where we talk about the show that we watched and kind of give our thoughts. So January 27th is the cover reveal, I'm thinking, and January 28th is the official day that, once again, the social media team is going to put out whatever they're going to put out. Yeah, the Heyman video says January 27th because that's the tease for the cover, I'm sure. That's why Roman and Paul Heyman were talking about it. They're both featured on the cover. We saw the standard cover. You know, I would love to showcase it to go into the super analyzing mode, but last time I did that, I got copyrighted, and I mentioned that in my videos, and you guys gotta bear with me. I could only talk about the things that have been confirmed and the things that they've shown to promote the game. But you know, I do have the cover right here. This is the cover right here, as you see. Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, you know, doing his little praying hands. Steam leaked the cover like 20 days early. Unfortunately, Steam, and I think that's just promotional artwork that they received, and the way they put it out was just way too advanced in comparison to the reveal. Someone didn't do their job right, because if you look around like PlayStation or Xbox, you're gonna see just the standard 2K logo that we have right up here. This is the new 2K25 logo they're going for, okay? And that's what's put that's what they put out on their social media. It's their basic logo. So before we get into any kind of commentary for Raw, I want to focus on something that I caught on very early, and I'm happy to have done the video very quick because I was one of the first to cover it, and that is this page right here. WWE 2K updated their pre-order page, which, interesting enough, you cannot pre-order the game just yet. Let me see. It says not available separately, but it does say optimized for Xbox Series X and S. And when you scroll down, you are going to notice one of the big key features here outside of the screenshots. You're going to see that it says play with Xbox One, play with Xbox Series X/S. All right, so basically what that tells you is that they're still putting it out on last gen. And that shouldn't be breaking news, because during the earnings call, they also mentioned those consoles as a release for the fiscal year window. So nothing to be surprised about. I know a lot of people are disappointed, but you know, it is what it is. So let's circle back here to the Xbox page where you're going to be able to pre-order it. It says published by 2K, developed by Visual Concept. It has the same description that they have on their website, Steam, and PlayStation. It does say that the game is going to have capabilities of more than 60 frames. That's interesting, since we know that the game has never really gone over 60 frames. Online is going to continue to remain the same, 2 to 8 multiplayer experience. Locally, you're going to be able to do 2 to 6. Online co-op 2 to 4. So a lot of the same features you guys already know. For PlayStation, on the other hand, it's kind of the same thing. It says PS4 Pro Enhanced. We don't see any listing for the PS5 Pro yet, so we cannot confirm or deny if there's going to be a version for it. But everything else is pretty much standard. Like on the Xbox page, they have the same information for the game, which is the announcement coming soon. But I like it here, how they posted it on their page, because it reads, WWE 2k25 announcement incoming. WWE 2K returns bigger, bolder, and better. You know, they've been saying that every year since 22 with their slogans and, you know, kind of wording it differently each year. Just basically promoting the game, which is totally normal. But what I found very, very interesting about this little detail here is that they're considering this year to be a breakthrough year for the franchise. Now, if you've been keeping up with the 2K25 news, you would know that 2K has been on a great run since 22 because they've been profiting, every year the game has been very successful financially, and the player base has increased in comparison to some of the earlier years because majority due to the popularity of WWE as it stands. But nevertheless, you got to read into the words and the specifics of what they are using to promote their game. If you put away your hatred for some of the features or some of the things that the game has to offer that you really don't like and don't care for, and you just for a second read into what they've put out every single year, they haven't lied to us when it comes to their marketing. They've been very straightforward, and you've been able to see between the lines kind of where the game was headed. So with this one listing breakthrough year for the franchise, it means that they're very well aware of how the game has been, how it's been perceived by the community, and what they could do to take that next step. And 2K25, like I mentioned many weeks ago, is gonna be that next step forward into the franchise, because you gotta go based on the facts here, folks, not on feelings, not on opinions, certainly not mine or anyone else's. The facts are that from 2K20 to 2K22, the game improved dramatically. From 2K22 to 23, it improved slightly. But from 2K22 to 2K24, it improved dramatically. So what I'm saying is that even though the jump from year to year, it might have not been the biggest jump that you anticipated, 22 to 23 or 23 to 24, I'm thinking 24 to 25 is going to be felt different. It's going to be what they call a breakthrough year for the franchise, because they're saying that there's going to be game-changing features. Another key point in this post. So I don't want you guys to get your hopes up and start reading too deep into speculation that there's going to create a story, which there might be. Who knows, right? We don't know what's there and what's not. But don't put your eggs all in one basket, anticipating for this to be the end all be all in terms of story building and creation. Even though we can hope for it, thinking that this level of marketing is leaning towards that can be deceiving. So I don't want the game to come out and for you guys to pretty much have your mind somewhere which is nowhere near where the product is actually headed. That's all I'm trying to say. Be realistic about your expectations. Understand that because you didn't like 24, it doesn't mean that you're not going to like 25. And if you've been disappointed in the past, maybe this year can turn it around for you. But what we do know is that you got to be patient, because let's be honest, a lot of people rush into buying the game because of FOMO, fear of missing out. And then they end up getting a product at a price point where they're not comfortable. They end up getting a product that they're obviously burned out about. And they end up bashing and trashing the game, calling it facts, right? And that's not the case. I typically don't care to focus on the negative comments or feedback that people have to say when it's loaded with hate. Constructive criticism is always welcome. Always, always, always. I will never shy away from that. So you could be as critical as you want for, the franchise to improve, but there's, again, a line you draw between the two. Now, the funny part is that I did receive a comment in one of my last videos from this guy saying that the game looks exactly the same and that he doesn't see the slightest difference. I was on stream while he commented that, and I replied. And I did mention my reply. I wrote, might want to check it out on a different screen or zoom in to the real screenshots, because believe it or not, a lot of people check out these screenshots from secondhand posts. I could be the one reposting, Witty could be the one reposting, any one of you guys can be the one reposting, and it's not from the original source, meaning you're looking at a downgraded, compressed image. So it might lose some detail depending on where you see it. I was genuinely saying that he might want to check it out somewhere else. And I put check it out on the official sites, because otherwise it sounds like you're just saying that to say something. I don't know. Look at his reply. It's filled with, toxic behavior patterns. All right. His reply reads, "Don't get in the feels. I'm just speaking facts." Well, the thing is that that's not a fact, because there is a key difference. Sorry about that. There is a key difference within the screenshots. So no, it's not a fact. Just because you're calling it a fact doesn't make it a fact. So let me pull this up here so you guys could see what I'm talking about. So he said, "Don't get in the feels. I'm just speaking facts." Well, no, you're not. Because the facts are that the screens do look different, the screenshots. He said it's just the same game with slightly tweaked graphics. So now he changed his stance. He said, "I don't see the slightest difference," to slightly tweaked graphics. And now he's also listing a couple new face scans, new roster additions, and the same old crap. Get over yourself. What? But he said he didn't see any difference. Now he's saying for me to get over myself. So I put feels, facts, get over yourself. Oh boy. Again, I don't typically highlight this bullshit, but that's kind of where the community's at overall when it comes to people's toxic behavior online. And that shit is ridiculous. You guys gotta get over yourself with all that baloney behavior, because it's gonna get you nowhere. You wanna wait for a sale? By all means, folks, do it. Do it. Wait for a sale. There's no need to rush into any of this. But going around raining on people's parades because I'm genuinely happy that we got Roman Reigns on the cover of 2K25. The reveal is just around the corner, and we're seeing, hopefully some brand new features. This is going to be great. In my opinion, the hype is fun. I'm actually excited. So be it. What's the big deal? It's not about overhyping it either. I'm not sitting here telling you, "Oh my God, guys, 2K25 is the best game ever. 2K25 is going to be revolutionary." We don't know what this is going to be. Not yet. We can predict, we can assume, we can suggest. Hell, we've done all of that on here. So let's see how this year turns out. I am forever hopeful. So let's check out also the Steam page. That's another page that we haven't seen. We saw PlayStation, we saw Xbox. We're gonna now check out the Steam page. The Steam page is pretty cool the way they have it laid out. The screenshots shift around for itself. It has the same post here about the announcement incoming. And this is where the Roman Reigns cover got leaked. It didn't really get leaked because, the definition of leak and how that works is someone having the information early and putting it out behind the scenes, kind of hiding around. It was more like an accidental post. So that's really what it is. Steam, I'm sure, received a batch of images to promote the game, and they probably posted the cover thinking it would have been revealed on Raw on Netflix. So this is the cover right here. I have it here on my phone just to show it for a quick second, because I don't know how 2K is feeling about the cover being revealed the way it did. I'm sure they're still gonna wait it out with Roman being the one to announce it, but nah, you don't have to feel bad for Steam. I don't think they're gonna get any kind of heat. If anything, people are really excited about it. If it was a leak, wouldn't they remove it? Look, they removed it because it wasn't the proper time to promote it, but it wasn't done with, with purpose. It was more of a mistake from the marketing team, I'm sure. Some people online have no friends. Being negative oddly brings in friends, and there you go. Well, it's just that vibe that they have within that they want to put out. I hope we have the same superstars but different attires, not so many of the same superstars in different slots. I got you. That's something that a lot of people have been annoyed with, like having 10 Undertakers, 10 John Cenas, and so on and so forth. I know that's something that people get really annoyed with. Honestly, I don't care about that crap. It doesn't make or break my experience, but I do see the suggestion, and I do see the point. The cover is Roman Reigns. The cover is Roman Reigns. The tournament mode should be able to use in universe mode. Yeah, universe mode by now should have already had everything, just like my GM. OTC on the cover, man. That's the only way they could have done it. I hope his showcase is tweaked around and done better where it satisfies most of the fans, because I like the showcase. Could they improve and make it different? Obviously, but I do enjoy the showcase. When I woke up, it got removed, but of course people were quick to grab the pic. Yeah, so what I have here on my phone, this is the official post with, you know, the real resolution and everything. It's good quality. So it looks as official as it could be. Now, can they change it? Yeah. Can they add another cover art? Look, guys, we don't even know. Maybe 2K did that on purpose to see how people would react to the cover. You know, like in this day and age, leaking and posting early and revealing shit in tactical ways like that is crucial to get things to trend. Staying relative and staying within discussions and the circles of the community is very, very important. So you got to understand that them giving us breadcrumbs last night with the tease and then posting screenshots online during the show, all of that is just to capitalize and build momentum towards the launch of the game. And right now, if you look around the internet, there's for sure plenty of people that have shared their displeasure for the servers like myself, for a universe like myself, for my faction like myself. So like we've talked about the negatives, right, on here. But there's people out there that have talked about their fair share of negatives as well. And they kind of compile that list and narrow down what they can focus on, and they go from there. So I think heading into 2K25, the biggest thing is, how can you prove yourself to an audience that is already expecting the worst from you, right? The negative comments that I'm getting for my excitement, which I'll be honest with you guys, it's not an overwhelming amount. I've actually had more positive comments, but the select few that I chose to talk about intrigue me, because I really don't feel nowhere near within that realm of negativity. So I don't know how someone could be that upset. That's why you see me kind of bringing it up and putting it into this discussion, because as upset, bothered, or frustrated as you can be with a game, going onto someone's channel like mine or any other content creator that has absolutely nothing to do with the game but enjoy it, it's odd. It's odd. It's an odd vibe. And keep in mind, I am not saying that we can't have conversations about the negatives, because we do that plenty on here. I'm saying being mad at me for enjoying something or being excited about it is just not the move. That's all it is. So we're gonna read a little deeper and kind of go into speculation mode at this point. I kind of covered the basics with this announcement post. We're gonna start off with breakthrough year for the franchise. Okay, we're gonna start off with that keyword. I mentioned it last night. I don't think they would post this ever ever, 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 at any point, if they thought this was going to be a lot of the same from 24, 23, and 22. Now, consistency is key. We may get the same or similar styles of gameplay. We're going to see added animations to the ones we've already had in the game. And we're going to see some tweaks to the graphics like we saw in the screenshots. But breakthrough year, those are bold words to put out when you know the community feels how they have felt about the game. Woody says, how you thinking about Slim Jim still being sponsored? I think Slim Jim is still sponsored. Snickers is still going to be sponsored. I'm pretty sure that those are just main staples at this point within the WWE universe. Raw versus SmackDown and labeling the game as that is not going to make the game any different. So these are the screenshots that we saw yesterday. Let's go over some of them here. We got Liv Morgan. I found out some more details on these screenshots. This is Liv Morgan from a episode of Monday Night Raw in 2024. And then we saw Cody Rhodes with his WrestleMania XL suit. And I agree with everyone that has brought it up in conversation. That belt should have been inside. There's no reason for the belt to be tucked in. I mean, not tucked in, right? But like I was telling Just Brian last night, the problem is that with the tech and build that they already have, if you were to put that big old belt under that coat, it's going to clip over. For whatever reason, the animators and designers of the game, they haven't really cracked down on the clipping and how the clothing interacts with each other. So when you have layers of clothing or attire materials and stuff, and they're bulky and stick out, you know, if you were to put the title behind the coat, you're gonna kind of see it like going through it. Like I'm trying to make it presentable to you guys, but you know, this is the coat right here. You put the belt under it. Instead of having the belt make the coat pop out like kind of forward like that, you're gonna see it kind of like stretch out, and the belt is gonna go through it. That's the problem with that situation. So the fact that there's like almost no clipping here, and I say almost because if you look at the arm there and you overanalyze, you could see a little bit of clipping. And remember, when he gets in the ring and he goes through the ropes and all that, there's probably going to be a little bit of clipping there as well. So it is what it is. We're kind of used to it by now with these games, right? So Cody Rhodes had the WrestleMania XL. Damian Priest, I believe I read this one was from Bash in Berlin with the Terror Twins logo. Post Judgment Day, updated Damian Priest. I'm loving it. CM Punk is also an updated one with the facial hair and the shirt, of course. These are all from 2024. And this one was featured at SummerSlam. And I think maybe Bash at Berlin as well? So then we got Bayley here. This one I do believe was at Bash in Berlin. No, Clash at the Castle. This is from Clash at the Castle. So yeah, all 2024 pay-per-views. You're asking if they added new lasers? The lasers have been there. They might have added new animations for people. That looks more like fireworks spitting out. That's what I thought. I thought this was just the animation of the fireworks, because you see the smoke there. But maybe those are lasers. Who knows? It's very odd that they chose to go with that image instead of a clean one that didn't really have a background there. They might be wanting to block the crowd, so maybe that's why they put this image specifically. I mean, he looks phenomenal though. Let's zoom in to Cody Rhodes' face here, because a lot of people talked about how last year's Cody Rhodes didn't look all that much better than the Activision one. The one on Activision was the one getting all the praise, right, with the event that Call of Duty did. So let's zoom into Cody Rhodes as I move him around. Let's look at his detail here. Let's go a little closer to the image. So the LED panel looks great, and it's starting to kind of pixelate here, so let's keep it right here. There he is, Cody Rhodes, the champion. Very good work on his hair, and very good facial expressions, which I'm sure it's pretty much the same one we saw with the last one. They nailed his model for sure. So the lasers for, oh, okay, I see what you're saying about the lasers with Damian Priest in the background. So I think, yeah, they updated his Tron along with his attire. So we do have some updates coming with the entrances, as we see here. Now, again, guys, let's go back to what we were trying to focus on here in this conversation, which was breakthrough year for the franchise. Again, knowing how fragile the community has been over some of the key features that the game has had, it would be crazy for anyone over at WWE 2K or 2K Games or Visual Concept, just anyone over there, including the marketing team, the social media team. It would be wild and crazy and just any bonkers, any word that you could come up with to fill it in, to put out breakthrough year without the game actually having some breakthrough features. It could be new game modes, or it could be different game modes. It could be better servers. It could be better customization features. Hell, it could be next gen only added features. We don't know the specifics of the game just yet. So while people already want to assume that it's create a story, that it's, you know, slots being added, that it's support for XYZ, we cannot jump the gun just yet, but we can assume that if they use this specific wording, it has to be monumental. So again, circling back to the second one in this bunch, game-changing features. Well, we saw this past year with the updates. They added new weapons. They added new features that made the game better overall with different match types and so on and so forth. So we got to see the creations look very, very real, right? As you see here, we got Andrade and Obafemi, who are not in the game, but they look darn good. The layers that were applied to these characters don't stand out and make them look fake. And if you look at the camera angle with the ramp cam, that was a new feature that they brought into the year of 2K24. So when they're referring to key features, maybe it's, you know, dynamic camera angles. Maybe it's a better replay system. Maybe it has to do with other things that we're not really considering at this moment in time. But it could literally be anything. And that's the beauty of this moment in time that we're in, that we could sit, discuss, and kind of build up anticipation for something that we all find joy in. I think they're slowly figuring out on how to get 2K14 match types onto this generation's engines, hence why it's game changing. I'll do you one better and give you a breakdown. The thing is that a lot of people refer to 2K14 as the holy grail, along with Here Comes the Pain and like 2K19, right? The thing is that the people that worked on those games, we know it was Ukes, and just the development team in general was very different in comparison to the one that we have now over at 2K. So when we request some of the same game modes, because it's a WWE game, right? it's the same game modes that were in the games in the past, but it was done by different developers. Bringing back one Brian Williams is not going to make the game identical to what it once was. It's going to help, and it's going to, give them more creative insight as to how to reach those goals. But you got to really understand the fact that they don't have the same team that they once had. This is a different creative team, different director, different designer. I'm sure they brought over more than just Brian Williams, and I'm sure they got people in there to work on the game that have worked in the wrestling titles, like in the genre in general. But to think that they can make a game mode like the ones we saw and stopped making them all of a sudden, it wasn't just because they didn't want to make it anymore. It was more because, like Lionel Jinx has mentioned in the past, he's the director of this game. He said that they just had no idea how to put that into this new game, the create a story mode. So we'll see how they, piece the puzzle together. But again, game-changing features, we've seen that within the last couple years. We saw the ramp camera get added. We saw special guest referee get added. We saw, war games get added. We saw new weapons and features within those weapons get added, So we've been seeing game-changing features every single year, whether you want to admit it or not. This is not what really excites me, because this is just promotional mumbo jumbo at the end of the day. But I piece it together with the breakthrough year for the franchise because I think it's going to go hand in hand. Whatever they're referring to as breakthrough is what I am more interested in versus game-changing features. Now, that's not to say that the features that we've seen get added through the years have been bad. I think that the features that they've added through the years have been pretty darn good overall. But we've seen some nagging problems with the game, right? We've seen it's kind of become something we've all gotten used to. So let's get to the nitty-gritty of it. And I brought this up earlier in this stream already, but I want to bring it up again because I see some of you guys asking. It says here, play with Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and S. Over on PlayStation, it says PS4 Pro Enhanced and PS4 version. Okay? On Steam, there's no indication to any difference here, but we're seeing that, yes, it will indeed be available on Xbox One and PS4. Now, if you want my opinion on that situation, I think it's pretty simple. 2K15 came out with John Cena on the cover. You guys remember that game? It was a different game for next gen, which in that time period, it was Xbox One and PS4. It was a different game for Xbox 360 and PS3. It was the same cover, and it was promoted within the same world of promotional artwork, but it was a different experience for those that actually played on PS3 and Xbox 360. Which is why I bought the game. I never played 2K15 on Xbox 360. A lot of people were telling me that the 2K15 experience on Xbox 360 and PS3 was like 2K14. But it became forgotten because obviously when it came out on Xbox One, a lot of people were upset that they stripped away the game. And that's because of the direction and the engine and everything they had built up for that game. So it wasn't until 2K16 that we saw the full potential of the next generation of games for WWE. The 360 versions of 2K15 and 17 was like the fan-made version, basically, of those Android Here Comes the Pain mods. Yeah, it was ultimately the same edition of those older games with missing features in comparison to the next gen version. So the reason I'm bringing that up is because a lot of people think that last gen is holding the game back, and I refuse to use that as an excuse. I refuse to use that as an excuse, and I'll tell you why. Because if they had a dedicated team working on next gen and adding stuff to next gen that has nothing to do with last gen, that would solve, the big old mystery, the big old problem for everyone. Last gen doesn't have enough power for certain things. That's fine. Look at other development, games in development. Look at games like Call of Duty and other sports titles, and they're available on last gen. There's a point in time where the creative team, right, the developers on that team, make that shift towards the next generation of consoles while leaving something playable behind for the other ones that are on Xbox One or PS4. It's just disappointing. It's not fully next gen, but I know it's definitely not it's not anything back. I've played both versions, and sometimes I can't tell which version I'm on. So yeah, that's the part that people are upset with, that it feels like you can't tell the difference between either one of them. But I've played them on both gens, and you could tell the difference. The frames are one of them. The smoothness of the game is another. The fact that the game takes way longer to load on last gen in comparison to next gen. So there's a couple things that are different between the two. Not many. Not many. I'll admit, not many. Not enough. So do you think the end goal is to eventually make it possible to play against someone with Xbox One while playing on Series X? No. Not at all. That's going to cause a lot of problems. Because of loading, animations, and it's just not going to be synchronized properly. Not because of the server, but more because of the capability of the console. The person on Xbox Series and PS5 are going to be ahead on every level. And that's just not going to work from a gameplay technical standpoint. I just don't see it happening. Now, people on Call of Duty do play with other people on the other generations, and I don't know how the hell that team got it to work. Honestly, I think that's mind-blowing. I really don't know how that came along, but they got it to work, and there's just so much money that's being pumped into Call of Duty that it pales in comparison. So comparing it within the budget and realm of possibilities, I don't think that's something they would invest any kind of money in. It didn't help that on 24 they decided that Xbox players have the same game save on Series X and Xbox One versions. Is that the case? I didn't know that. Why is it for PS4? You're gonna have to watch the other videos or the stream. I just talked about it literally like right now. 2K is holding back on 2K, basically Golden Star. That's the best way I can put it. In my last stream on this channel, if you guys were there, you would have heard me say that. I would like to have a conversation with the team at 2K and ask them seriously, humbly, honestly, with no rage, no anger. What's the reason for being boxed in within these parameters? Like, why haven't we been able to evolve, not just to the next generation, but to the next evolution of wrestling games? You know, What's going on? I think it's as simple as that. That's the question that I would like to see the answer to. And I don't think a lot of people care to ask that question because it puts them in a tough spot. You know, it puts the creators in a spot where they might have to sell out the creative director, or maybe they have to sell out the company that's paying the bills, that's writing the checks. Maybe they have to sell out their capabilities as a team. You know, you don't want to, as an interviewer, yes, you want to ask the hard-hitting questions, but you want to keep it within, again, the realm of possibilities. That's why you haven't seen anyone ask them that. Why put someone on the spot that's giving you their time to talk about this game? It just doesn't come off as nice. No next maker will ever ask that. Yeah, I don't think any next maker would ask that because it just puts everyone in an awkward spot. But that's like the one main question I would start the interview or conversation or discussion with. Why are we boxed in, right? Why are we in this circle of features, or why haven't we been able to go forward with certain things? I think the simple answer is because there's enough people who play WWE on last gen to get a profit from last sale. Yes, it comes down to money for the reason behind them having last gen. That's 100% a simple answer. But I'm talking about, why can't we step outside that box, you know, the parameters that's holding them back from pushing forward creatively? Like, what about fighting in a free roam space? Why does backstage have to be so limited? Why can't we fight outside the arena? Why can't we go inside different rooms? Why can't we go into the crowd and the crowd spaces out? Why is it that the game needs to be like a formula over and over and over with limited sequences instead of free flow? That's more of what I'm referring to. I know the reason behind Xbox One and PS4. There is way too many gamers for them not to release the game on those platforms. So these yearly titles, right? Call of Duty, Fortnite with the yearly updates, NBA, MLB, NFL, all those games are going to end up coming out on these other platforms because of the player base. Now, the simple solution to that would be this. Everyone that's on PS4, get your ass on PS5. Because the studio could, if we ask the studio, hey, why are you guys making games on last gen still in this, year of 2025? Their answer is going to be exactly what you don't want to hear. Oh, well, there's too many gamers on there for us not to put out a game on there. If we don't put out a game on PS4, we're going to lose half of our market. So we shouldn't be screaming at the developers to drop PS4 and Xbox One, because that's asking them to drop millions of dollars that they're counting on. If you want the game to get better, they need money. They need to show profit. And a lot of people are on PS4, more than you can imagine. You guys probably haven't looked at the numbers, but there hasn't been that many people transferring over to PS5 and Xbox Series X as you would think. And just because you have a PS5, just because you have an Xbox Series X or S, it doesn't mean that most gamers do. That's the reality of it. That's the situation. Carter, I would venture to say that it does come down to budget. They have this amount to spend, and they have this amount that they have to make and respond. Lexx will drop the pipe bomb on 2K. They wouldn't put themselves in that predicament. It's about money, and they need to leave last gen and take the step into next gen only. Yeah, but I already went over that. Obviously, them releasing on last gen is about money. That's the obvious. That's like the brain dead answer. But what I'm talking about being boxed into this creative struggle is why can't they push for those outside the box ideas and have a developer or a team of development working on additional features for the consoles that are capable of them. You're gonna go up there to 2K to see what you can do. I mean, if 2K20 wasn't bad, we wouldn't have gotten new stuff. Maybe we need another 2K20. 2K20 was catastrophic for many reasons. And they did take a year off to make 2K22. You're right. I don't think that's the answer. Yeah, I think Universe Mode has gone as far as it can, and it went far, not as far as I wanted it to, but it went far enough for a long time. I think it is the best one up to date due to the cover not being as worked on as they have been in the past. It's the same layout as the 24 cover. Yeah, I mean, the layout was very favorable amongst the community, so they're gonna keep they gotta keep a uniform like all the other sports titles. That's just like marketing 101. That's going to help make up the lost in money? Nah, no, it's not. You're so wrong about that, Chi-Town. You're 100% wrong about that. The $10 price hike is gonna cover the funds for the capabilities that the game already has as is. Games cost millions and millions upon millions of dollars. It's getting more expensive each year to produce these games. $10 price hike is garbage. $70 is not a price hike, my boy. Games on N64 in the 90s were $70. On N64, Nintendo 64, look it up. There's ads that you could find for certain games. Yeah, there were some that were $50, $60, but there were also games that cost $70. It was depending on the game and what the game had to offer. And yeah, I've done the research. There was enough games back then costing that much. Those games never had updates. Those games, you couldn't add DLC. There was no fix coming. What you got is what you got. So yeah, they were almost at $80 at a point in time, and then it went down and stayed around 60. What's covering up for any kind of economic crisis for them is the My Faction post-launch content. It's the DLC, additional season pass revenue, and people buying the special editions of the game. That's where they make extra cash. But with $10 extra, that doesn't equate. I don't think you guys understand the amount of people that are on PS4 and even Xbox One still till this day. Exactly, Golden Star. There's still people playing PS3. Is it worth having Brian Pillman in the new game? I think they're gonna add him. Yeah. We need PS6 for the price of PS5 to go down. That's not true either, because this year for the holidays, the PS5 went down to as low as like $370. Like John, look at John that's in the chat all the time, and he plays 2K24. He's on PS4. They have millions of dollars. Why is the servers a last thought? I don't think it's a last thought. I think there's something causing the servers to break down. I'm trying to get to every comment, guys, but the chat is moving pretty quick. What up, Zay? My day's been going pretty solid, man. How about you? They seem to not want to make last-gen players mad, adding too much. I don't think it's more of a mad thing. I think it's again trying to reach as many people as you possibly can. It's not about anger here. It's about money and trying to make sure that they are stable enough to continue to produce these games and continue to report good numbers financially. If anything, give next gen something exclusive. That's what I'm talking about in this conversation. NBA put out 2 different versions. I'm trying to figure out why WWE can't do the same budget. They don't have the same level of budget. They haven't been able to dedicate a team to next gen like NBA did. NBA's on a whole nother stratosphere. If you think WWE is here, NBA is up here. I know you compare WWE to like AEW and Ultra Pro Wrestling and Wrestling Code, and yes, WWE has a bigger budget than those games up here, but at the end of the day, they're capped out in budget. They could only do so much. So if you're telling them and asking them to remove PS4, you're gonna cut their budget even more. It's just no, it's a numbers game. If you want to get on anyone for them to start working on next gen only and stop on last gen, you got to get on the people that are still playing on last gen. They need more modes and stuff to do. They have plenty. It does get boring if you spend a lot of hours in it. Pokemon games were up there in price, 100%. We paying $70 for a game. That's the same on PS4. That's crazy. It's not the same on PS4. You can't say that because it really isn't the PS4. In terms of visuals, yeah, they share similarities. In terms of game modes, yes, they have the same, structure. But the game runs a lot faster on next gen. It loads a lot better. It doesn't crash nowhere near as much. The game visually is more detailed. Last gen doesn't run the game the same. I've played it on last gen on the same monitor and you could tell the difference. If you say that it looks exactly the same, then you're just saying that to say that's not a fact. Ryan, we'll talk about Raw here shortly. We're still going over the 2K25 stuff. I don't know why people are expecting so much. I'm glad they're doing yearly releases. Yep, what up, Armin? If they were to do updates and charge for updates, we would be in the situation that AEW Fight Forever did with their updates, which it ended up being an arm and a leg in the long run. So if we want a better game, do we have to invest in into my faction? No, I think if we want a better game in terms of like exclusive features for the future of platforms, you want them to make it only for that platform. You're gonna want people to stop playing on the last one. You got a haircut today? That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Games going up to 70 is not 2K's fault. No, it's the industry, and that still doesn't supplement for the amount. There's a lot of games that have been coming out that have sold at a loss. Do you think Iron Survivor Challenge is a possibility? It's a possibility. It is. It is. I told you a year ago I'm not going to get a PS5 anytime soon. I might just wait till the GTA 6 comes out. What up, Omar? Last gen is 30 frames, current is 60. Yeah, it's not just that. Again, it's the loading time, and it's the smoothness of the frames not dropping, and the animations looking much cleaner, and the graphics visually looking cleaner. No, 2K25 is not going to be on Nintendo Switch. Otherwise, we would have seen it on the wish list. What do you think of the new features, what they're going to be? We could get into that. I wonder, will they make the ramp real life bigger since their slogan is bigger? Well, the ramp from real life is actually getting shorter and smaller based on the venues and how they've been setting them up. I think they're adding in the auction house or something similar to My Faction. What do you think? I think the My Faction stuff is going to get an auction house where you could like sell trade cards or whatnot. I think that's not enough. I think they need to do a lot more than that. Do you think we can see advanced damage and fatigue system? We've already seen damage, the damage system advance and the fatigue system advance. I think it's going to advance further this year. Yes. Is it going to be what you want it to be? I don't know, but it's definitely going to advance. I'm hopeful. So let me do some stat work here. We're going to look up how many users are still on PS4 actively. Let me see if there's an article or a post somewhere that has a number. Listen to this, guys. Are you ready? I have the number. AI was quick as hell with it. According to recent data, approximately 49 million users are still actively playing on PS4 every month, which is roughly half of PlayStation's total monthly active users, with the other half on PS5. Bingo. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Guys, I'm sounding the sirens for you guys to wake up. You guys probably think I'm up here talking up a storm, talking shit, talking out of my ass. I'm talking based off of the information that I have found online through research and things that I've taken the time to be knowledgeable on. So when I come on here, I'm not talking crap just because I'm trying to be a hater. I promise you that I try to do the best I can to be informed. I didn't know the exact number, but this post, let me see how old this is. This post was from May 2024. That's crazy. This is very recent. You guys want to get mad at 2K, and I hear you. That's why I'm telling you guys. The problem is not that they're releasing it on PS4 and Xbox One. The problem is that they're not investing into having a development team work on the future consoles. And I can't even sit here and say that with a straight face because I'm probably lying to you. Because maybe they are working on it, but it's not ready yet. Maybe it's just not maybe they're like a couple years away, maybe 2K26. Because remember 2K20 was a disaster. Financially, technically, for the community, for everyone that played 2K20, majority of the people were like, oh, hell no. So that was a disaster all on its own. They took a step back and they're like, guys, we got to get with the program because we're going to be without a job. So they made a brand new engine and they used a lot of the stuff that they had at its core for 22. But notice that they took a year off. And when they worked on 22, they were working on all these consoles to run accordingly. It's been a couple years. I get your frustration. Because if they took 2021 off and we got the game in 22, then we should have had the next gen version of the game ready by 23 or by 24 or by 25 now. So I get your frustration, but it's not, hey, stop making games for 24 for the PS4, stop making games for the Xbox One. They can't do that. It's a business. They have to make money. So I want you guys to let that sink in. For those that just tuned in, we looked at the numbers for the user base on PS4. 49 million people. This shirt purposely on stream, by the way. Angry Birds, because that's what I've been seeing in the comments around social media from the haters. You know, in this case, you know how a lot of people like to say, don't hate the player, hate the game? This is probably that one instance that you're going to want to say, don't hate the game, hate the player. How the hell can we sit here with a straight face, whether it's content creators or users putting in the comments? How can we sit here with a straight face and ask these developers and these companies to stop developing games for 49 million people? Come on. If you're saying that, is because you don't know better. And that's just on PlayStation. Let me see if I could find the number for Xbox One. It's probably going to be hard because Xbox One, there probably isn't nowhere near as much as 49 million, but let's see. How many users are still actively on Xbox One? So yeah, the Xbox network, this is from 2023. It's not accurate at all. Okay, so look at this. They're saying that as of November 2024, the Xbox One sold up to 58 million units worldwide. So it says that Microsoft Xbox has a bunch of active users, but there's no real number to narrow it down. But let me just give you some food for thought since we're on the conversation. Listen to this, guys. Hear me out for 1 second, please. We're going to continue to talk about 2K25, and this is all about 2K25 at the end of the day. But hear me out. Hear me out. PS4 has the OG PS4, the Fat Boy, right? Then they came out with a revamped slim version. They also then came out with the PS4 Pro. And I don't know if they released another one after that, but they had like 3 different units of PS4. So the original, the slim, and the Pro. Those are 3 different versions of the PS4 that people were able to get their hands on. When it comes to Xbox, it was kind of the same thing. It was the Fat Boy, the Xbox One. All right, the first one that came out with the Kinect, that one. Then we had the Slim, the good-looking one. Then there was the Xbox One. Was it the One S or some shit? I think it was the One S, the white one that was really small, slim, 4K disc. Or was that the slim one as well? I think that was the slim one. And then they came out with the Xbox One X. That's 3 different versions at least. 3 different versions of the Xbox One. So you have 3 different versions of Xbox One, 3 different versions of PS4, and a whole lot of people on the around the world. Around the world. That's a tongue twister, right? Still on it. Let's fast forward to PS5 and Xbox Series X. We have the Xbox Series X, the digital version of the Series X. So that makes already 2 different versions of that. You got the Xbox Series S, and then you got the one with the 1 terabyte. That's 5 different versions of these Xbox Series consoles. I mean, sorry, I'm saying 5, and I'm wiggling 4. Let me do a recount. God, what a brain dead moment here. So the Series X, which is the regular black one that first came out with the disc drive. The Series X that just recently came out digitally. They also released a special space one. That's why I said 5. But that one is kind of like an in-between. That one just has extra memory. And then they came out with the Series S and the terabyte Series S. So yeah, I was right. I was just wiggling the wrong amount of fingers. So they came out with 5 different Xboxes. 5 different Xboxes, and then you had the PS5, the PS5 Slim, and the PS5 Pro. 5 different Xboxes, 3 different PlayStation 5s, and last gen, again, still so many users there. Since when did they drop a digital Series X? That's crazy. It's the white one, the white boy. They came out with that one before the holidays of last year. That's the nice sexy little white digital brick. So the user base, it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. You want them to come out with the next gen only. You want them to drop last gen. Don't hate the game. Hate the player. We got to start asking ourselves, how many users are actually actively buying WWE on PS4? We have some of them in our own chat, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. There's people that don't need the next gen experience because they only play a couple games that are still available on last gen, and they're okay with that. My point of view, why can't we get a dedicated team? That's it. You're right, the servers have been known to work better on last gen. Witty, you're right about that. Look at what OTC said. I have PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. If I'm not mistaken, OTC is also the one that was telling me that it's going to be the same game. Was it you, OTC? Let me see. In one of my videos recently, you were attacking me saying it's the same game. Oh no, never mind. Sorry. OTC is someone else that had the picture for OTC. It was a profile picture that said OTC, but it's not the same user. Sorry about that. That's on me. But a lot of people that say it's the same game, who knows? Maybe they're on last gen. I don't know. You pre-ordered 2k25 for PS4, you're not ashamed? Hasn't even come out for PS5 for pre-order, bro. You have the PS4 and Switch Lite, you're happy? You see what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that. You have a PS5? You have all your PlayStations? You don't know about pre-order? Carter, you may not pre-order it right then and there in that moment, day one. You're going to pre-order it for sure. You're going to get it day one. I know you. Oh, your old name was Main Event Jey Uso? I got you. Day one release, maybe. I still have my Destiny bundle PS4. Hey, man, ain't nothing wrong with that. But that's my whole point in all of this, folks. That's my whole point. And I hope you guys learned a thing or two here. Breakthrough year for the franchise. Game-changing features. I see you guys asking me, what do I think that means? So, to properly make an educated guess, we saw, I'm trying to compile a list in my head without trying to take too long here. Not trying to lose you. But we saw the ramp camera. We saw new animations. We saw facial expressions, right? Let me show you an example of that facial expression. It's funny that we got the Roman Reigns 2K cover because I made my own cover. I don't know if you guys saw when I posted that in the video, but I put it in the thumbnail too. We got facial expressions. You know, so we've been seeing game-changing features. Some certain match types, yeah. I want more camera flexibility. Steam leaked the cover. Yeah, they did. They did. It's 100% confirmed that it's going to be Roman. I can't really show it on here, though. That's the cover we've been talking about. Roman Reigns. Amazing. I love it. I'm happy with it. So, in 2K24, we saw the reactions, right? Which is why I put this one together. I love that screenshot I took of Roman. I thought it was hilarious. We saw different facial expressions. We saw them react to pain. We saw blood dripping around differently. We saw, you know, a variety of things that we just hadn't really seen in a while or ever in terms of detail. What can they possibly add that's realistic? I think a better damaging system is part of that, because the damage system has evolved through time. So we could see different damaging techniques. Injuries in action, I don't think it will happen, because at the end of the day it's still a game and they're not really going to make someone's shoulder pop out of place or someone's leg break and then end the match. I don't think that's going to be a thing, honestly. I don't see that being a thing. But I'm still trying to wrap my head around the things that they've done. I'm hoping that we get I'm hoping that we get a better camera system. Like Woody said, some matches you couldn't do the ramp camera. So I'm hoping that they allow you to zoom in or zoom out like you can in sports titles. Like there's certain games that I play, like NBA 2K, going back to their very own game, like their little brother or big brother rather. You could change how high the camera is, or how far back the camera is, or like what angle you get the match, you know, you get to see the court or whatnot. I hope we see some evolution in the camera angles, so that would be nice for different cameras. They could add more selling, you're right. Who do you think is going to be in charge of the soundtrack this year if you had to make an educated guess? I like Kenny Baum. Shout out to Kenny Baum. He said Snoop Dogg. That would have been great. They've been working with Travis Scott a lot, so maybe him. POV view. Now, I don't think POV works. I don't think the game is going to run it right. It's going to cause a lot of problems. I don't see POV happening. I don't think that's a realistic evolution with the camera angle, honestly. Oh, Jelly Roll. Yeah, Jelly Roll is probably the one that has worked on with WWE within the last year more than anyone. So it could be Jelly Roll. I would say those are my three right there. Jelly Roll, Travis Scott, and Snoop Dogg. An immersive, personalized career mode. They've already done an immersive career mode with the cutscenes and all that. I mean, they consider it immersive. You want a new campaign? You don't like My Rise because of the predetermined match outcomes? But that's part of like every campaign you play. You got to beat the boss. You got to beat the level. You got to beat the chapter. What up, Choisky? Yeah, Jelly Roll does all types of music, so I could definitely see him doing a song for the game. I would have them do a customized control system. That, for me, would be the next evolution in gameplay. Because remember, you got to put yourself in the in the position and in the stance of, okay, what can they add to what's already there? What can they add to what they've already done? They added a different camera angle that last year. Maybe they add more features for the camera angles this year. They've added, you know, different pin systems. They've added, you know, that punching exchange system. Maybe they add something else like that. Maybe they change the submission technique, you know. So Maybe they add more features or customization things for war games. You're right. That is more of like what they can do in the realm of possibilities. Create a story. I'm going to play devil's advocate here. They add create a story to 2K25. I think the community is going to sit there and compare it and bring up all the stuff that it's missing in comparison to 2K14. I think, hear me out. They added the special guest referee. Special guest referee could take that next step. AI driven promos, they ain't ready for that, man. They ain't ready for that. AI just became popular within the last year or so in terms of like functionality for these companies. They're not ready to add that into the game yet. They haven't even discovered how to crack into it. DLC thoughts, way too early to talk about DLC when we don't even know what's in the base game. DLC is going to be the same thing. Mix of legends that weren't, released in the base game. There's always a legend that they revolve the DLCs around. So we'll have some legends. We're going to get some NXT superstars and some stars that just didn't make the cut for the base game. If I had to guess someone for DLC, it would probably be like Jacob Fatu. That's a good point, Jalen. Add a #1 contender stipulation. That's a good feature. Yeah, they'll add like Victoria and superstars that they just recently signed for WWE that they're able to work with. Devon and Bubba Ray being in the game, they're definitely being in the game. They have a deal with WWE and they were in the game last year, so they're going to be in the base game. There's a small chance that Motor City could make the game as DLC, probably like the last DLC. Yeah, I could see that happening. Especially with them adding Jade Cargill and like CM Punk. I don't see why they wouldn't add Motor City at least, near the end of the game. Probably September next year. I mean, this year. I think the roster is always going to be bigger and better because they're always signing and bringing back superstars. They're always adding new, young, rising stars from NXT. They're going to be able to make this game, again, bigger than the last. It's going to be bigger and better. That's what they've been saying, and that's what they're going to continue to say because even if it has 1 or 2 more stars, it's still more. 3 or 4-way rivalry, that would be cool, but I think that would only work with like tag team wrestling. Barbed wire steel cage is not going to be added because these games are trying to represent what's on TV, and WWE hasn't done barbed wire steel cages in recent memory. Top 5 wrestlers I played the most: Roman Reigns, The Rock, Cody Rhodes. Those 3 for sure. Bronson Reed. Trying to think of a few more. Drew McIntyre, CM Punk for sure. We're getting more legends due to Triple H getting everyone on nostalgia deals like last year. Yeah, we're going to definitely see a few of those make the game. Do I ever see 10-man matches? We should have had them by now. Saw The Condemned on Netflix. Damn, you're on your WWE tip, huh? Raw Special Edition since the Raw debuted on Netflix. That would be cool, but I don't know if they're gonna do that. I think with Roman being on the cover, they'll probably do like a Bloodline stuff, something with the Bloodline. Good Brothers, they're still with WWE. Penta Cero Mil, there's like a small chance he may make the game. What if Create Arena finally gets the LED barricade? I think it will. Good Brothers are injured? Yeah, but he's asking about being in the game. GM mode definitely needs an update. GM mode needs an update. Like a good shift in Evolution. Because they've added some cool features and they've made it better, but it's still very much the same core of what it's been. He may have been signed. Yeah, but maybe they kept it under wraps. Who knows? Yeah, I think they're going to try to patch it in, Witty. I agree. I think they'll patch it in. Seamless universe mode integration with MyGM. I think that the next step in MyGM is taking it online. Allowing you to create a GM mode with your friends. That's it. I got my list now that we've been talking about it. Game-changing features include, in my opinion, doesn't mean it's true, different camera angles, My GM Online, My Faction Auction House, and other capabilities online. I'll put that together. That's 3. More expressions, like when you're getting damaged and you're hurt. And then for gameplay, a new submission system, please. A new submission system. They have to fix the submissions. Hair options are, you could tell from the pictures, the hair options are going to be what they've been. You could just tell. Look at the look at the hair there on the left, look at it on the right, how it looks real and it moves pretty good, but there's still like patches of hair that move together and make it look kind of fake, you know? But the hair is going to be how it's been. I think that people with shorter hair like Cody Rhodes, you could really see the difference there, but the people with long hair, they're pretty much cooked. I mean, even CM Punk's facial hair, look at that. Those are different layers of facial hair. So we've seen the hair improve, but not fully when it comes to the long ones. People going to be mad if they don't add more, though. I agree, Woody. Multiple announce teams. Good one. We could see an evolution finally at the commentary table. We should be able to see a different commentary team. A lot of people have been asking for a different commentary team. Even though I do think that the commentary is good, a new commentary team would make the game fresh. We'll get all the same WWE championships back, and they'll add most of the new ones. Updated finishers for Jay, Liv, Drew, Rhea, etc. Yeah, we'll get some updated finishers. I know what we're going to get updated. The Yeet. We're going to get the Yeet updated. Yeet. We're going to get the Yeet updated for sure. That animation when he comes out, yeah, we're going to get that updated. Booker T for commentary, I would love that. Add the face of the announcer. Yeah, I know. The camera work for the announcer is awkward, even though they already took out the dude that's no longer with them. Create a finisher is something a lot of people have been wanting to see back in the series, so that is very possible. It's too early to discuss DLC predictions. Yeah, animations. King was asking about the DLC, and I just said that they'll add some legends. You know, we'll see some legends in there. Probably Motor City Machine Gun and some NXT superstars, but The DLC, we don't even know what's in the game yet. You know, it's really hard to tell for DLC. But I think we'll continue the trend of seeing new weapons and new arenas. I hope that's the trend. What up, Brandon? How's it going? Carl Anderson had surgery. True free roam story mode. I'd rather have a free roam fighting area. But yeah, if they're able to add free roam story mode, I would be stoked. Is that a new Roman hat? No, I've had this hat for a while. I just don't wear it every time. Can I cook dinner? Man, I never stopped you from cooking dinner. Since 2K gave us WrestleMania 40 last year as DLC, now 2K has no excuse to give us both women cards and WrestleMania 41. You're right. Mid-card women titles. Yeah, you're right. We could see Motor City Machine Gun Base. Nah, that's DLC. 3 Goldbergs. Man, you're preaching to the choir here, guys. I would love to see more WCW, ECW arenas. Yeah, backstage walk free is what I was referring to, and the parking lot in general, yeah. Road to WrestleMania, I don't think it's coming back, especially with Roman on the cover. I think this is the perfect time to do the Roman showcase to honor him. We need a better backstage so we can go back into the old one. That would be perfect. Yes. I don't think last gen is capable of running 10-man matches, if I'm honest. Myri's character should be playable in all modes. I know, that's so weird that they lock it behind Myri's. I mean, I don't care for it, but I know a lot of people do. Am I going to bring back split screen? What do you mean? What matches could they do for Roman's showcase anyways? Oh yeah, because they don't have Edge. They don't have Bryan Danielson anymore. Enhanced crowd dynamics. It's funny you're adding all these words to like make it more dynamic in general, but the crowd is probably the least of their worries. Would be cool if the female superstars could bleed like the men do. It would be cool if they were to do that, but let's be honest, it's more of like a public image thing. I don't think they're gonna go for it. Yeah, well, they added more blood this year. The blood dripping and the mat getting bloody was definitely a major update. I love stir fry. Stir fry is awesome, Troisky. Yeah, 10-man matches are gonna crash the game. I agree. Showcase is probably The Rock or Triple H. I mean, Roman's on the cover. They've done it with the cover star the last couple of years, except for the 40th year. But even then, they did do the 40 years of WrestleMania with that, you know, special edition too. So that showcase was tied into the cover as well. I would say advanced tag team mechanics would be a possibility, but I don't know if that's their focal point at this moment in time. Pre-order bonus, Bad Bunny. I wonder who would the pre-order bonus be if Roman's on the cover. Maybe Alpha Sika. Oh yeah. The crowd is gonna be the same. Low poly model as always. I guarantee you that. Low poly Adam Sandler lookalike. I hated that they locked the Myri's behind Myri's. The Myri's characters. 2K needs a session mode like SmackDown for PS1 or PS2. That would be great, Zay Riders. Showcase, it's overdue. They need to change it up. I think more than Showcase, they need a freaking change universe mode. Fully dynamic submission system. Just because you're adding fully dynamic, immersive, and those words, it doesn't mean it's going to be that. Multiple showcases. I would like multiple showcases. Multiple, like the multiple road to WrestleMania. I think what they need to do is worry about adding Universe Online, adding MyGM Online. That's all they have to do, guys, if I'm honest with you. Better servers, make those modes online, and voila, the game would be crazy. Already thoughts on the crossplay? That's like the next step, right? Crossplay? If I had to guess, I'd say no crossplay. I mean, I know they do the cross download, but nah, I don't see crossplay happening, guys. I don't want to be no Debbie Downer, but look, a breakthrough year for me personally, would be if the servers are fixed. If they can fix the servers, that's already a breakthrough year, because they've been having server issues for so long. Oh my God, the servers have been broken for so long, and it's gotten worse. Just that alone is a breakthrough year for me. Universe mode has like a real product though. Not much can be added. They need to change it, period. They need to take that out. I mentioned crossplay because there was a job listing for something to do with online servers from Visual Concepts, so maybe have some wishful thinking, Fulio. I have wishful thinking for other stuff. I don't think that crossplay is a thing with just how it's been. Raw Showcase would give us all the Raw arenas. Man, that is a cool concept, but I want them to add just more arenas in general. How the hell do we have a wrestling game, right? Which essentially it plays a lot like a combat fighting game. And we have a limited amount of arenas. And I know the reply to that is, well, Lex, you could create your own arena. I do create my own arena. Trust me, I love creating my own arena. I enjoy that. That's one of the things I love doing, and I do it every year. But it's not just about creating our own arena. I want to be able to play on the old arenas as well. That's one of the things that I enjoyed about the 40 years of WrestleMania. They gave us a lot of different WrestleMania arenas. But again, it was a lot of WrestleMania arenas. I want to see variety. Are they going to get rid of the fighting stances? The way that they stand? I don't think so. I don't think that's a problem. They need to get the licensing to actual venues. It's just boring. Old MetLife. Yeah, that's not happening. That's such a waste of money, Witty. They barely put extra money into the game for stuff that the game needs to have as is. I do not see them adding more money just to have the name of a venue there. They'll continue to use the fake Madison Square Garden, the fake Las Vegas Arena, the fake MetLife Stadium. Give us some Raw and SmackDown stages. Give us some Attitude Era, some PG Era, some Ruthless Aggression Era pay-per-views. Like, just a variety, man. Like, I don't know. A My Rise that has depth and lasted longer is near top of my list. Just had a crazy idea. What if My Rise had all the pay-per-views? That would be beautiful. That would be beautiful, and yes, it would expand to my GM and universe. That would be beautiful. But here's the thing about My Rise. They consider My Rise to be deep and expansive by adding the women and male storylines. Better physics? I think their physics are alright. I said this earlier as well, and I may sound like a broken record, but free flow animations. I would like to see the characters interact differently versus like moving in a set motion. Now, I will say this: if you compare it to AEW Fight Forever or some of the older games, 2K24 does have a better, like Carter says, dynamic movement system. But can't wait for 2K25. Why are they still making it for PS4, Xbox One? Oh man, we've had that conversation here during this stream for a while, and I'm assuming we're going to continue to talk about it plenty. But to keep it short and sweet and not go back into that conversation that we touched base on earlier in the same sequence, 49 million users on PS4 is why we're still getting it on last gen. Thoughts on them adding custom themes? I know it's not possible due to licensing. Man, as much as I would like for them to let us do that officially, it ain't happening. You're gonna buy it for PS5? Nice. I'm still waiting for the Cody Rhodes 2K24 version to go on sale so I could buy it, because I have it digital, but I'm waiting to buy the physical copy so I could put it with my collection of wrestling games. I mentioned it earlier. I don't know if you guys caught on. I bought 2K15 on Xbox 360. I want to see how that plays, because I played 2K15 on Xbox One and I never got the chance to play it on the old gen. And from what I've heard from you guys, or most of you guys at least, is that 2K15 on the 360 was a more complete experience because it brought up all the features from 2K14. So I want to see what that is looking like. So I already ordered it. I just got to go pick it up at the store. I haven't had a chance to go pick it up. Bringing back old wrestler specific fighting styles would be cool. Yeah, like which styles would you like to see? I want WCW's library, or yeah, that's too specific. Maybe Starcade or something like that, right? Give us the 2001 Raw Arena. Yes, exactly. They should have kept all the arenas from 22, 23, and 24. Do you think maybe it's like a system memory issue that they don't have enough like space to keep those arenas in the game? Why don't they start using some cloud service stuff? WWE 2k25 bug fix gameplay? What do you mean? Advanced promo mode with real-time dialogue choices? Here we go. Advanced. Dynamic. Custom themes could be in the game. Yeah, it's possible, but I don't think it's a priority to go ahead and do that. I think I'm going to buy the pre-order. A lot of people are, and a lot of people want to act like they aren't. But it's okay to do it, and it's okay to wait. Whichever way you feel most comfortable. I think they stripped down features on 2K15 last gen too. I don't think create a story is in that version either. I know that it doesn't have like the my career stuff. But let me see if I could pull up Xbox 360. I never played it. I never saw it. But a lot of people said that it carried over a lot of the features. I can't see it on Google. It's not showing up. Oh, I think I found it. It is different. So on next gen, it said play, my career, 2K showcase, universe, and creations. On last gen, it was 2K showcase, who got NXT, universe, creation. So yeah, they did strip it down a little bit. The who got NXT, I don't think I saw that on next gen though. That wasn't on next gen. So that's like one of the biggest differences, which I'm okay with. It's not like I was getting it to play create a story. I have create a story in 2K14 if I really wanted to. Only 40 likes? What? We got 44 likes though. Let's go. Wake up, chat. And if we have any new viewers, man, if you guys love wrestling, subscribe to the channel. Stay up to date with all the content coming in 2K25. We're going to be doing live streams, playing the game, showcasing the game, doing our own creative videos, our own wrestling league if the servers are good. We're on our way to 15K and beyond. Be sure to hit that sub button. And if you guys want to get some little enticement and you want to hear something that'll hype you up, I am going to be doing a giveaway for 2K25 at some point. So I guess that's the best way I could get you to sign up. I don't know. But we do have a lot of fun in this community. There's a lot of cool people in this community. And we always discuss all sorts of wrestling topics on here, many of which are wrestling game related. So we're going to be doing Ultra Pro Wrestling and whatever other game comes out this year in relation to wrestling, along with 2K25. Lots of 2K25 content, so be sure to hit that sub. The Who Got NXT was exclusive to last gen. Oh, okay, so I'm going to be checking that one out. GTA 6, I'm going to be playing it on my LexxExpress Plus channel, for sure. Let's get Oba to win that belt tonight. That'll be cool. JCM, welcome to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. If there's anyone else, hit that sub. And we do have 46 likes. We're 4 away from 50. So we're going to be doing a lot of streams throughout the weeks and months leading into 2K25. During these streams, I'm going to be talking about a lot of 2K25. We're going to be going over some more predictions as we get a better feel for what's to come. And I'm also going to be talking about what's happening in real life with WWE on Netflix and, of course, the PLEs. And we will continue to do watch parties and watch alongs over at the LexxExpress Plus channel, which we did yesterday already. So lots of wrestling coming. But let's circle back to these screenshots and kind of point out some of the differences that we might have spotted that we left out in the previous conversation about these characters. Now, the LED panel does look the same, and the level of detail on the attires themselves does look the same. The biggest difference, oh, look at Carter. Carter has been a member for 4 months, and he's a main eventer. Shout out to Carter, my boy. Thank you so much for membering up. Obviously, being a member of the channel does help the channel, and it does fund the giveaways that we do on here. So if you guys ever want to support the channel in any way possible, you could subscribe for free, or you can member up for as little as like $3, I think, or something. I don't know. But yeah, back to the Liv Morgan stuff. You know, her attire is updated, and she does look like she got worked on, as well as Cody Rhodes. I mean, Cody Rhodes, I think, is a little more noticeable because last year it didn't look bad, but it could have definitely looked better after seeing the one that we saw for Activision. I never once hesitated to say that Cody looked good. I always said Cody in 2K24 looked really, really good. But, man, I don't know. I thought that was as good as it can get until we got the one from Call of Duty. And then now we see this one, and I'm like, holy snap. They are finally getting in on making these guys look so lifelike. It's crazy. Damian Priest. I love Damian Priest. And they gave him more of what we've seen on TV recently. This is still a little outdated because they're no longer doing the Terror Twins storyline. But, you know, Damian Priest has his appreciation for Rhea Ripley as they worked well together. I like what they've done with him, and I do like this attire and version of him. So I'm glad it made the game. At the end of the day, if we want to change him, we can. His face looks more accurate as well. CM Punk, that DLC was amazing as is, but seeing the fact that they updated him yet again, giving him the additional facial hair, different hairstyle, and of course, the best in the world shirt, that is so cool to see. I'm very happy with his new model. And Bayley, last year she was one of the first ones revealed, and she looked awful. They updated her forehead last year and made her look a little better, but there was still something off. As good as it got, it was not better than this one. This one is definitely noticeably different. So all these are from 2024. Liv Morgan is the only one from a Monday Night Raw episode. All the other superstars are from the pay-per-views. That is super cool to see, and I'm happy that they did well with them. So I think we're in for a treat, as I've said this year in and year out, because let's face it, let's not lie to ourselves. 2K24 was definitely better than 23. 23 was definitely better than 22. And 22 was definitely better than 20. 25 is gonna be better than 24. You heard it. I said it. 2K25 will be better than 2K24. What up, Chris? Haven't seen you in a minute. I haven't been on YouTube in a minute either, but I'll try to get caught up on your content. That's what's up, man. We got lots of videos dropping. I'm going to be spamming your inbox, guys. We're going to be hitting it this run that we're on. We got to get beyond 15K subscribers. I'm hopeful this year we'll pass 20,000 as we've been on a good run. And I want to make, like, people are asking me, yo, are you going to be doing the Wrestling League again? When are you doing LWF again? The LexxoVerse Wrestling Federation is going to come back, whether it's on Ultra Pro Wrestling or 2K25. I just want to make a league where the servers hold up and we can have some good matches. So there you go. We got some members here, and Carter spamming the LWF logo. Yes, I want LWF to return, but the servers have to be good. 25 is likely last game for old gen. There has to be a shift in the player base for it to be the last game on old gen. I think it'll be the last game on old gen if people stop supporting it. Can I get a train whistle or not? I have the train whistle put away. I have it stored somewhere. I don't have it here. I'm sorry. But we got the choo choo choo. That's reserved for when we get the dono train going. Why they always cook with the superstars with the long hair? Think they did a good job with the superstars with the long hair. Yeah, they've made it better. They've been cooking for sure. The women have been updated dramatically, and I'm happy because the women's division was looking awful for quite some time. Can't see Punk kick pads to see what attire he has. Yeah, it could be the SummerSlam one. Could be the Bash in Berlin. We need to see Roman Reigns ASAP. We're gonna see him come January 27th and 28th. We got that reveal happening. What if we could make a custom name logo like how Braun Breaker? Oh man, I would love those custom logos, man. I absolutely love those custom logos. So yes, that would be super dope if they allow us to do that. That's one of the things that I wish they had in the game. Raw Classics is about to... What? Stone Cold Lex? What? What are you talking about? On Netflix? Punk Halloween attire from 11 to 13 was cool. With the spider webs, that was cool. We need that refined submission. I think the pinning system is cool, but the submission system definitely needs to get refined. Are you going to have Chris Danger on the show? Kenny Bomb and Just Brian. I follow all of you guys. Love your content. Thank you, Jessium. So I did meet Kenny Bomb and Just Brian in person recently. We went to the AEW show. It was funny because we didn't know we were all going. Well, I didn't know they were going. They didn't know I was going. But we ended up meeting up after the show. I did take a picture with them, so I'll show it here real quick. But yeah, we are gonna be doing something at some point. We had Just Brian on the channel last night. Hold on, I got like several of the same picture. We're all laughing and shit. But this is us outside the arena. All right, there we go. This is us standing outside the arena. So at some point we'll collaborate and do something talking about the game and possibly even playing together. The Trons look like the ones used before the Netflix move. Yeah, we're gonna see the same Trons. Maybe they add it through the update patch and all that. I still have hope for Wrestling Code. So do I. So do I. And Jassium, Chris Danger is just too big to do any kind of collaboration with me, I think. 2 more years, bro? What do you mean 2 more years? Rented the last 2 games from the library? That's what's up. I mean, if that's enough to satisfy your thirst and then you buy it on sale, there's nothing wrong with that. Why is Brian so short in the pic? Leader, come on. Lex some giant. I told you guys I was 6'5". A lot of you didn't believe me. Clothing looks better. I mean, the clothing has improved every single year. Do you think copyright licensing would prevent WWE and 2K from putting sponsor logos on the wrestling mat? Yes, 100%. Jesse from Pro Wrestling Shoot is going to SmackDown. That's awesome. SmackDown's going to be a lot of fun. Nice hat. Thank you. I have a pretty dope wrestling hat collection finally. It took me so many years before I started buying all these hats, but this is the Greatness on Another Level hat for Roman Reigns. I have some more put away over there. I wore this one during Raw yesterday, the Yee, and I also wore my John Cena one. This is the new one. The Last Time Is Now. And then I got the Royal Rumble from last year since I went to the show. Super cool hat here. I got them all on the side because I swapped them out for my videos and streams and all that. So I have them nearby, and then I have my other one stored away in the closet. But I have another Cody Rhodes. I have 2 Cody Rhodes hat. I have SmackDown, classic SmackDown hat. I have a WWE Championship hat. I have the Bloodline hat. CM Punk. So I have a couple cool hats for sure. I love collecting these hats. You're going to have some dinner. All right, VJ, thank you for stopping by. Shout out to everyone that stopped by. We're about 2 likes away from 50. Let's get to 50. And now that we've talked a lot about WWE 2k25 and we kind of have a better idea of what we can expect based on some of the little details they've hinted towards, how about that Monday Night Raw yesterday? Did you guys enjoy Raw on Netflix? I thought it was spectacular. I enjoyed it and had a blast. Add more Giants to 2K25. Yeah, they got to add some more details on the height. Did I make a top 5 wrestler of 2024 and match of the year? Ooh, that's a good list to do. Do you think Great Khali would be a DLC? I don't think he's signed to WWE at this moment, so probably not. Raw back at Madison Square Garden is awesome. Yeah, because they go every... I said yeah. They go every year for the holiday tour and stuff, but it's cool that they're going to do a live show. You think we can see chain wrestling? We'll see improved blows, probably. Chain wrestling, I know a lot of people have been asking for it, so maybe. I mean, they've been answering as best as they could to the complaints that people have had. I don't think they're gonna put sponsored logos in the ring. As for wrestlers, maybe. Camera quality was amazing. Yep. Why was Undertaker eyeing up Rhea's title? I know, he was like... That was a cool moment. That was a cool moment. It was a good show. Love to see a chairs only match. Oh, that would be cool if you could customize it to make it a chairs only match. I think you could make it a chairs only match, can you? Do you think they're gonna announce... Wait, do you think they're gonna announce table in Monday Night Raw too? If they're gonna change the announcers on Monday Night Raw, I just don't see Pat McAfee with how busy he is recording lines. Maybe Booker T, since he has a special contract with WWE, but I would like for them to let us change the announcers around. Add actual weight detection. I think the game has pretty solid weight detection. Not as great as it could be, but limb targeting is very limited. But there is limb targeting. But you're right. Add more limb targeting, and I would say more selling. They've added some selling, as I mentioned earlier with the Roman Reigns. Look at this reaction that Roman has. They all have some good selling facial expressions. So add more selling. No more combos. I think that's probably still there. I was disappointed last night. Expected more. What did you expect, Mocha? Do you think we're going to get a strap match? Ooh, a strap match would be cool, since they had it last year. That moment at the end of the Bloodline match, The Rock, was pretty dope. I like when they do stuff like that. You know, paying respect, paying homage, and all that is really cool. And the story between The Rock and Roman is definitely kind of lingering there. They were teasing, but not really moving forward with it. It was a good setup. Now, weight detection basically isn't there. All I gotta do is hit a finisher to lift you up. I get what you're saying about the finisher stuff, but it is there. It's just there for most of the match, not all of the match. Do you think the lighting looks better in 25 based off the screenshots? I think the lighting looks pretty much the same. We haven't seen enough to pick up on any real noticeable difference with the lighting, in my opinion. It does look good though. The lighting does look good. Different shadows, different tones. So the lighting does look good. But I can't sit here and say that I see a difference yet with the lighting and the shading on the characters. Hogan brother. Oh yeah, I did want to mention that. Seem a lot of hype. Maybe it's just me. But in what way? What do you mean? What was your expectation? Because they had some real strong, good quality matches. They had a lot of superstars show up, and they had some good cameos. I mean, I got everything I wanted from it. 3 stages of hell ain't happening. You want a time or a fatigue timer or clock in matches? When are we going to get ray tracing? When are we going to get real ray tracing? We've seen some variation of it, but not full-blown ray tracing. I don't know. When are we going to get HDR? We should be able to stack up tables. That would be dope. Wonder if Jacob Fat 2 is going to be in the game or DLC. DLC is my prediction. I think Rock is working people. He's not a face. I don't think Rock is a face, or he indicated he was a face. I think Rock last night was just very neutral, very grateful, and acting like a company man, giving them a public shout out. A lot of people love to hate The Rock, whether he doesn't credit or he takes people's spotlight. He's here giving everyone their spotlight and their love and their flowers live on TV, and people are still unhappy. I don't get it. Think 2K20 had actual HDR? No, it didn't, bro. That shit did not have shit. I wonder what will be the most expensive version. It'll be about $120. Maybe the Bloodline. Add some My Faction cheese. Some extra DLC crap. Who knows? Seeing Hogan was funny. Hogan being booed out the building was my least favorite moment of the night. I think that was poorly executed. I know that he's a sponsor. I know that they had his logo in the ring for the beer. They should have shown him backstage in a limited trailer that was about 30 seconds or a minute long. Him coming out and talking to the crowd was awful. I gotta be honest. That was awful. Are you gonna download the game or are you gonna buy it? I'm gonna download the game digitally and then I'll buy it on sale later to have the physical copy as well. The Rock rocks people. Undertaker was so Undertaker not only supported, but the thing is that Undertaker, even for his take on certain things, he hasn't had the level of issues that Hogan has had publicly. Undertaker is still very much a very well protected character, and Mark Calloway is the one that has been more vocal, and he's been very relaxed about it. Like his stance on his point of view on stuff, he's been very relaxed. He hasn't really been too intense and in your face about it, and Hogan has kind of been like all over the place. LA crowd was booing Hogan like it was a sport for sure. Peace out, John. The Usos will be on the deluxe edition. Yeah, the Bloodline, that would definitely make the cut. Matches was good, but maybe more or less showing of wrestlers on the side. They just wanted to make it feel like it was a big show, and I got that idea. What's next for the Tribal Chief? Revealing the cover, man, January 27th. We don't know where that story's headed, though, with the Ulafala. Can we get the WrestleMania match we didn't get last year? Rock versus Roman? There's a good possibility. I heard Becky was supposed to be there. Man, all these rumors, you guys got to stop with the rumors, man. Just enjoy the show for what it is. I thought Becky might show up because she hasn't been on TV for a while, and I know she's been at home being a mother. But that's neither here or there. We'll see when she shows up. Yeah, Hogan has said a lot of some things, though, Straighters. There's been a lot of shit that people have been at him for. Rock edition? I don't think it'll be a Rock edition. It'll be more of a Bloodline tribal thing, I'm assuming. Do you think the New World Order is going to be in the game? Yes. Do you think we're going to see Becky Lynch's daughter in WWE soon? No. Becky isn't signed, so does that mean she won't be in 25? Yes, that's probably the case. If she hasn't signed with the company, they don't have the rights to any of her stuff, and she more than likely is not in the game. You're right. We the ones! All right, so to wrap it up, circling back to 2K25. Before then, Raw was great. I gave it a 10 out of 10. Was it the best Monday Night Raw ever? Probably not. It was a solid show. We got the 2K25 teaser, followed by all the screenshots and little snippets that we got online for the game. I was very satisfied and happy with that. I love that they were, showcasing all the superstars from now and the present and the past. I know they did it a little too much and people were a little annoyed with it, but they did go over the 3-hour marker, kind of flirted with 3 hours and 3 or 5 minutes extra or some shit. It was enjoyable. I enjoyed it. The matches were great. We had that big fight feel to just about every match that was on there, and everyone had their time to shine. So when it comes to Raw, took it away as, damn, what a really good show. It felt like an anniversary edition. And we are welcoming the new Netflix era, which 2 thumbs up. The way they did it with the camera work, production, commentary, everything was tied in perfectly. So, was it a perfect show overall? No, but it tied in perfectly, and that's enough for me. Commentary are actually referencing The Shield, Edge, Brock Lesnar, Ambrose. Yeah, there's no need to hide it. It's part of history. Wish WWE do something about Gallows while Anderson is out. Yeah, if he didn't really have much going on with Carl Anderson there, I can't imagine him having anything to do without him. I forgot to ask. I'll check in on her. She's actually been feeling a little better, but still under the weather, unfortunately. Netflix has no limits, no rules. Well, WWE is the one with the rules at the end of the day. Netflix allows them to expand their horizon. AI learning system for wrestlers. That ain't happening anytime soon. The AI is still in its infancy, and how they can apply it to the games and the future of games is still very much up in the air. So we're not going to get any AI related. I mean, we do see AI related stuff. We're just not going to get the modern AI like ChatGPT stuff that people are expecting to see in the games. We're just not going to see that just yet, in my opinion. So 2K25, I would like to see a PS5 Pro version. I would love for them to dedicate some extra oomph to that version of the game. I don't think it's happening though. Not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but 2K is known, especially with the WWE series, to not really add much of anything to the pro versions of their game. We're still struggling with HDR. As far as, you know, breakthrough features, servers, man, servers. My career, I wish got a facelift. Universe, I wish got scrapped and started from the ground up with something new. My GM, I wish they added a lot more than they've done so in the past. But all in all, I'm still very hopeful. I'm still very positive, and I'm very optimistic. Very optimistic is the right word. Roman Reigns is your cover star. I don't know if you guys saw, but Roman is going to be featured on the cover for 2K25. I love that they chose Roman because he carried the company for a long time, and not just carried, but, you know, he has been the guy around wrestling for so long now. It feels like that it was only right that they put him on the cover. I love the cover. I can't wait to get it and put it on in my collection. What day do you go live? Well, with the news being how it's been, it's gonna be pretty random. But if you're asking about when's my next scheduled live stream, for sure it's gonna be Monday. We're gonna watch Raw on Netflix again. That's gonna be on LexxExpress Plus. If you're asking me about my discussion updates or even some 2K24 gameplay while we wait for 2K25, we're gonna have another stream this week, and I'm probably gonna schedule it. Let me see, today's Tuesday already. I'm probably gonna schedule it for Thursday. It's looking like Thursday will probably be the next stream. If we get any other bit of information or any other updates, I'm gonna make a video and keep you guys posted through the videos. But, you know, I'll make sure that I tweet it out, put it in the community post, and keep you guys as informed as I humanly possibly can in real time. We are going to be ramping up the streams though. We are going to be doing a lot of live streams as we get closer and more information. And Mars, you were asking me about MLB earlier, if they were going to update MLB and release a new engine or like a next gen version of MLB, considering that they've been doing the same base engine for the last several years now. I think the game's going to be solid, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. That shot looks last gen, don't it? Which shot are you talking about? This one of Roman? This is definitely last gen. This is a screenshot that I took and a cover I created. It's the old 2K logo with the 25 logo that I took from the NBA game, and I mashed it up and made my own wallpaper. I can't show you guys the actual logo and not the actual logo, but the actual cover art for the game. Not yet, at least, until they make it official. SmackDown NXT. So SmackDown is going to be on USA Network for the foreseeable future. 3-hour show there on Fridays, and then we have NXT on the CW tonight, which is a big episode. It's New Year's Evil. Did you hear about the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia? Yes, Saudi Arabia is getting the Royal Rumble in 2026. Sets and seasons, yeah, that it's gonna be better for Diamond Dynasty, but the overall game itself, I don't know. Need the Wild Samoans in 25. That would be cool. Advanced rope and ring physics. Carter, you're killing me with the advanced dynamic AI learning. Oh yeah, the 27th we're gonna get the additions revealed, and then the 28th we're gonna get the deep dive. I hope that on the 28th we hear them say, or at least read the words, better servers, better online multiplayer experience. That is what I'm leaning towards when it comes to 2K25. We need a better system for online. Why? Because it ties into community creations, it ties into the My Faction evolution, which I know a lot of you hate, but it is what it is. And it ties in, more importantly, to the multiplayer experience. After that, I know you guys want story mode. Don't hold your breath. Just because it says game-changing features, that doesn't mean it's gonna be story mode. I know they've heard the crying and the suggestions and the feedback. So game-changing features could literally mean anything. It could be more special guest referee features. It could be different camera angles. It could be, better animations. Those are game-changing features. Now, breakthrough, like I said, that is a whole nother can of worms. That is where the money is at. What can breakthrough possibly mean for 2K25? It's probably going to be revealed during Raw on Netflix again. Yeah, the covers, for sure. Do you think Chase University will be confirmed? Yeah, they had them in this year's game. Chase U will for sure be in the game. So guys, are you ready for the road to 2K25? Because we are gonna kill it. And WWE, please don't sell us out. I know you're coming out on PS4. I know you're coming out on Xbox One. But please, 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 please make it that on Xbox Series X and PS5 we see the breakthrough year that you are promoting. That is how I'm ending the stream, on a positive note. All right, so shout out to everyone. You guys are amazing. I love y'all. We hit the 2-hour mark and we reviewed, discussed, and broke down everything we have on the table right now. I'll see you back on Thursday with another live stream around 4 p.m. Eastern time. Thursday is the day I will schedule the stream for. If I need to stream again tomorrow because we got some breaking news, we're going to do it. If I need to drop new videos in the middle of the night because we got breaking news, I'm going to do it. Doesn't matter the time. It doesn't matter the place. I'm going to keep you guys posted, and I'm going to react and discuss everything and anything WWE 2K, Ultra Pro Wrestling, and all the wrestling in general. Let's have some fun with it. Cheers to a good 2K25. Let's go.
LexxExpress is calling, shaping every view. Subscribe and join the legend, let's see what you'll do.
Every comment's welcome, every like's a cheer. Your opinions light the way, there's nothing you should fear.
Share your thoughts and insights, let your voices grow. With Lexx by your side, the universe will glow. Hit that button, oh so bright, in this digital night. LexxExpress is here to guide us with an epic life. Comment, share, and let it out in the world so vast. Be a part of something stronger, make the moments last. See the world from angles never seen before. Through the eyes of LexxEx vision, open every door. From the screen to your mind, transcend the mundane. Stand and rise with LexxExpress, break every chain.
In every frame, a story that's waiting to be told.
In every voice, a power precious like pure gold. So subscribe and join the journey to the great unknown. With LexxExpress, we'll build a world we truly own. Hit that button, oh so bright, in this digital night. LexxExpress is here to guide us with an epic life. another frame, a story that's waiting to be told in every voice, a power precious like pure gold. So subscribe and join the journey to the great unknown. With LexxExpress, we'll build a world we truly own. Hit that button, oh so